What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. In Dear's Friday is the new film White Boy Wreck, which pretty much stars Matthew McConaughey as the father of the title role. Now, Matthew McConaughey has pretty much been in a lot of interesting stuff, not and some not so interesting. So I decided to do my top 10 favorite Matthew McConaughey movies. Alright, coming in at number 10 will be The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, this role is not really a bigger, it's not really a big role, which is kind of reason why I only added it at number 10. But I really loved his role in that. He pretty much played the boss of Jordan Belfort, who, of course, is played by Leo DiCaprio, who is a total dick. Anyway, I really loved the part with McConaughey and DiCaprio when McConaughey was doing that being to the chest thing, that's a really funny scene. I really like the dialogue between him and DiCaprio. I mean, I love Wolf of Wall Street. Period. I mean, I thought this movie was fantastic. If you guys still haven't seen it, watch it. It's definitely one of Scorsese's best work in recent years. All right, coming in at number 9 is Magic Mike, which is another smaller role. I mean, Matthew McConaughey stars pretty much as a former stripper who owns the strip club and is the boss to Channing Tatum's character Mike. The film was directed by Steven Soderbergh, and you also had the likes of Alex Pettyfer, Gabriel Iglesias was in this. Good supporting cast. Matthew McConaughey's character was awesome. I mean, he worked really well with Tatum. The guy, I mean, he wore some interesting clothing. Yeah, this is definitely one of McConaughey's best roles. I really dug the first Magic Mike. I mean, I remember when I first saw Magic Mike, I didn't really know what to expect because I mean, I'm a dude, so I would not really want to be watching other dudes stripping. But you know what? It's not even about the stripping. I really dug the story that was involved. The cast of characters. Yeah, and McConaughey's parts was really good. It's kind of a shame he didn't appear in the second one, but I guess it was alright. Coming in at number 8 is a lawyer movie called The Lincoln Lawyer. Now, Matthew McConaughey's a thing of playing a lawyer type roles. He has another lawyer type role that's listed in my top 10, and I'll talk about later on. But Matthew McConaughey is pretty much a lawyer who is defending a wealthy man who he begins to believe that his client is guilty of more than just the one crime that he committed. The film is actually based on a novel and was directed by Brad Furman, and also starred the likes of Marissa Tomei, Ryan Felipe, William H. Macy, Michael Pena. He was really awesome in this. Bryan Cranston, Trace Atkins had a role in this. John Leguizamo. Pretty good supporting cast that worked around McConaughey. And Matthew McConaughey really shined here. I thought he was really good as the lawyer. I mean, this movie left me on the edge of my seat from the beginning to end. It's a really good little movie. If you guys still haven't seen Lincoln Lawyer, check it out. It's really darn good. Slightly underrated. I don't really hear people talk about Lincoln Lawyer that much. Coming in at number 7 is pretty much the oddest film on my list, and that is Killer Joe, which was actually based on a play by Tracy Letts. and this movie is nuts. I mean, you guys would not want to look at a chicken the same way. Like you guys won't want to look at a drumstick the same way. There's a scene with a drumstick in here. I'm not gonna spoil what that scene is. If you want, check out the movie. By all means, give it a go. But if you guys have seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about with a drumstick. Anyway, Killer Joe is. I mean, it was directed by the Exorcist director William Friedkin, and it pretty much stars Emil Hirsch as a young man whose life is in danger, and he turns to put like, and he pretty much hires a hitman played by McConaughey, to put like a hit out on his mother, played by Gina Gershon. Thomas Hayden Church was fantastic in this movie. You also got the likes of Juno Tempa. I mean, this movie is weird, but really cool. I mean, Matthew McConaughey gave one of his best performances in recent years. Emil Hirsch was awesome. The ending was really darn weird. I mean, that's probably one of the weirdest endings I've ever seen to a movie. Like, if you guys haven't seen Killer Joe, give it a go. But this movie is literally not for everyone. Like, you'll either hate this movie or you'll end up enjoying it. I'm on the fence who kind of really dug the film. Alright, coming in at number 6 is a 2013 film called Mud, which was pretty much like a breakout vehicle for Ty Sheridan, who of course went on to appear in Ready Player One and plenty other interesting stuff. It was directed by Jeff Nichols, who went on to direct that Midnight Special movie, as well as Loving. Pretty decent director. It's pretty much about like two young boys who encounter a fugitive and form a pact to help him evade the vigilantes that are on his trail and reunite him with his true love, played by Reese Witherspoon. The aforementioned Tremblay and this actor named Jacob Loflin, who worked with McConaughey before in a slavery film. I can't remember the name. The movie wasn't that good. Anyway, back to Mud. It's a really fantastic little movie. I mean, you had like Micah Shannon in this. The late great Sam Shepard was fantastic. Reese Witherspoon gave a pretty good performance. The always incredible Joe Don Baker was amazing. This is also one of McConaughey's best performances in recent years. He was terrific here. The kids, played by Ty Sheridan and Jacob Loflin, was really good. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Mud, it's a fantastic little movie. Alright, coming in at number 5 is another lawyer movie, and that is the 1996 courtroom movie, Time to Kill, which of course stars McConaughey as a lawyer, and who has like a assistant played by Sandra Bullock who defend a black man played by Sam Jackson, who is accused of murdering two white men who raped his 10-year-old daughter. And of course, this is from the violent retribution and revenge from the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, this movie is based on the novel by John Grisham and was directed by Joe Schumacher. McConaughey, Jackson, and Bullock was all amazing in this. You also had the likes of Kevin Spacey, Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland, Ashley Judd. This movie is a really good crime film. I mean, Sam Jackson was really amazing in this. Like I said, the film had good performances. It was really intense to watch. If you guys still haven't seen The Time to Kill, check it out. It's a really fantastic movie. And Matthew McConaughey plays a lawyer really well. I mean, he played a lawyer in this. He played a lawyer in that other movie I talked about. Oh, Lincoln lawyer. He also played like a lawyer type in this Jack Black movie called Burning. He has a habit of playing lawyers. Maybe you ever wonder, if he ever wanted to like be a lawyer, but that didn't pan out. So he was like, you know what, if I can't play a lawyer in real life, I'll play a lawyer in movies. You just never know. Anyway, coming in at number 4 is Dallas Buyers Club, which is another 2013 film. Boy, he had some interesting stuff in 2013. This was actually the film that won Matthew McConaughey his first Oscar. And also Jared Leto won a Oscar for this. I mean, this movie is wonderful. I mean, you got like the likes of Jennifer Garner, who's fantastic in this. Matthew McConaughey lost loads of weight because his character pretty much has like AIDS and all. And he also works around the system to help AIDS patients get the medical treatment they deserve, because he's also diagnosed with the terrible disease. I mean, Matthew McConaughey lost loads of weight. I mean, if you see him in this, not really gonna you're not really gonna recognize Matthew McConaughey, because of course, this is another one of his best performances. Matthew McConaughey is a really darn good actor, but sometimes, once in a while, he'll choose not so great films. But this is one of the films that was great. I mean, good performances, good direction. If you guys haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club, give this one a go. It's a really fantastic little movie. Coming in at number 3 is the 2004 Christopher Nolan directed movie Interstellar. I mean, this movie will actually make you tear up. I mean, Matthew McConaughey's character is pretty much in space for seemed like forever, and I mean forever. I mean, he pretty much goes through time, and I mean, his daughter ends up being Ellen Burstyn. The scenes with Matthew McConaughey and his daughter, the younger version played by Mackenzie Foy. Anyone who's seen Interstellar, you cannot deny that you have not, cried during that scene. I mean, I'm not a father or anything, but I still kind of teared up below with that scene. I mean, I really dug that dynamic between McConaughey and Foy. Their bond was really strong in their scenes. The film also has a Timothy Chalamet who plays like Matthew McConaughey's son. Then, of course, after this, he went on to star in stuff like Call Me by Your Name, which he scored an Oscar nomination for. Anne Hathaway is in this. Anne Hathaway, of course, is working with McConaughey in a other film called Serenity, which comes out next month. Keep your eye out for that. Jessica Chastain is in this film. You got the likes of Michael Caine. Of course, Michael Caine's in this. It's a Christopher Nolan film. Wes Bentley had a role in this. David Aiello. I could go down the list. I mean, it's a really terrific cast. Probably one of the best casts I've seen in a sci-fi movie. It really had darn good special effects. Christopher Nolan did a really good job at directing. I mean, and the scene where Matthew McConaughey cries, that's kind of like a really famous scene now. Because there's like a YouTube video where with the trailer for, I think it was The Force Awakens. I could be wrong about that. It's for some trailer, and during it shows like a clip of McConaughey crying in his movie Interstellar. And I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, back to Interstellar. If you guys still haven't seen Interstellar and you want to see like a non-Dark Knight film that Christopher Nolan's done, this is definitely one that's worth checking out. I'm interested to see what Christopher Nolan's doing next. He's a darn good director, and he could do just about anything. All right, coming in at number 2 is the 2003 romantic comedy called How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which is a pretty cute little rom com. It's based on like a book, and it teamed Matthew McConaughey with Kate Hudson. Matthew McConaughey plays like a advertising executive, and he's also a ladies man who wins a big campaign. And he pretty much bets that he can make a woman fall in love with him in like about 10 days. And of course, the person who ends up falling in love with him ends up being Kate Hudson. And he's also like assigned to write like an article of how to lose a guy in 10 days, hence the title. I mean, this movie is like really cute. It's really charming. Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson have amazing chemistry. They also worked together on another movie years ago called Fool's Gold, which I kind of found to be interesting as well. I hope they do another film together down the line because they just worked wonderful in this. Now, lots of people always call it like the best romantic comedy of all time. It's probably not in my top 10 romantic comedies. It's probably in my top 20, but it's a really good movie. I mean, if you're like a romantic comedy nut, definitely give this one a go. Like you'll even enjoy the movie even as a single person. All right, coming in at number 1 is not really that much of a big role, but it's still probably one of his most memorable roles, and that will be Dazed and Confused. I mean, I love Matthew McConaughey in this movie. The film takes place in like May 1976, and it's the adventures of high school and junior high school students, who are on their last day of school. This film was directed by Richard Linklater, who went on to direct Matthew McConaughey and other stuff like that aforementioned Bernie. Now, Dazed and Confused had loads of cast members that became pretty big stars today. I mean, Ben Affleck appeared in this, Mila Jovovich, Wally Wiggins was in this. We also had the likes of Cole Hauser, Anthony Rapp, Adam Goldberg, Rory Cochrane, Joey Lauren Adams was in this. Yeah, I love Matthew McConaughey in this, especially that scene where there's like a scene where he's outside. I think it's a bowling alley, and he goes, "That's what I love about high school girls. I keep getting older. They say the same way." I mean, that's a famous line there. Of course, this was the film that introduced us to Matthew McConaughey's classic line, "All right, all right, all right." I mean, Matthew McConaughey was amazing in this movie. The other cast was pretty good, but Matthew McConaughey is probably one of my favorite characters of the film. He was so good as the character. This is pretty much like his breakout film, if you will. I think this was his first film, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, if it wasn't for Dazed and Confused, Matthew McConaughey probably wouldn't even be a star today. This movie pretty much made McConaughey's career. If you guys still haven't seen Dazed and Confused, it's seriously one of the best teen movies of that era. It came out like when did it come out? It came out in 1993, and it's still fantastic to watch. Alright, that's pretty much it for my top 10 Matthew McConaughey movies. Let me do the rundown. Number 10, Wolf of Wall Street. Number 9, Magic Mike. Number 8, The Lincoln Lawyer. Number 7, Killer Joe. Number 6, Mud. Number 5, A Time to Kill. Number 4, Dallas Buyers Club. Number 3, Interstellar. Number 2, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And number 1, Dazed and Confused. Alright, let me Oh, there's like lots of other films I could choose about. I mean, the aforementioned Fool's Gold was good. Let me run that. His filmography. Paperboy was pretty decent. Odd, but decent. Amistad I could have, of course, added. I saw Gold. I didn't quite care for that. Sing was really good. Kubo and the Strings he was in. Oh, Free State of Jones. That's the one I talked about earlier. Not a good movie, by the way. Free State of Jones just completely sucked. He was good on True Detective the first season, but I'm talking about movies on TV. Look, Gross's Girlfriend Pass, not good. Surfer Dude, not good. He was in EDTV with speaking of True Detective. Woody Harrelson was in that. Side Hero was actually pretty decent. Bella Launch. Oh, yeah. Of course, he was also in Tropic Thunder. Really does come Tropic Thunder. He doesn't really get the recognition he deserves in Tropic Thunder. His role in that was pretty decent. All right, let me leave it to you guys. What are your favorite Matthew McConaughey movies? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.